What's going on, SWILL gang? Welcome back for another hero spotlight. And yes, my friends, we're going to be talking about herself, Wonder Woman. All right, all her glory and all that good stuff. All right, so we're going to show you guys how you rank her up. We're going to go over some skills, we'll go over some affinities, and we'll just talk about her, who you can put her in with different lineups and things like that. Let's go ahead and get into it. All right, SWILL gang, so Wonder Woman. Let's go ahead and go over her skills first. We'll go over her gear and things like that, but we go over the skills and then the gear makes sense a little bit on some characters. And I think it do the same thing with her. All right, so with this, her first skill is an ultimate. It's called Judgment in Affinity. All right, deals physical damage equal to 160% of attack to all enemies. If the damage crits, there is a 25% chance of inflicting stun on a maximum of 2 targets for 1 turn. Okay, and I'm going to say, guys, that ultimate does hit a lot. I had Wonder Woman, I got her late in the game, but I got her, a couple weeks ago, and I'm excited about, I've been trying to get Wonder Woman pulls for like the longest, and I finally got her a couple weeks ago. All right, so let me see. Once you get her to skill level 2, this skill to level 2, the damage increases to 180. And you get this skill to level 3, the damage increases to 200, and the chance to stun increases to 20 or 40%. All right, so from 25 to 40%. All right, so stun inflict or action cannot be taken, in case you guys wondering what stun was. All right, let's go to the next skill, and she has 5. All right, so it's called Sword of Hephaestus. I'm not sure how to say that. Uses a sword in her hand to attack an enemy, dealing physical damage equal to 85% of attack. Damage increases to 95%, and she additionally gains 1 stack of Frantic for 2 turns. Damage increases to 105%. All right, so Frantic increases crit by 10%, max of 15 stacks. Next skill is called Lasso of Truth. Throws a lasso of truth at an enemy, dealing physical damage equal to 180% of attack. If the damage crits, has a 60% chance of inflicting silence for 2 turns. Now that sounds kind of cool right there, doesn't it? All right, so if you get her to that skill to level 2, the damage increases to 209 or 205. Level 3, it increases to 230, and the chance of silence is increased to 2 or 100%. And if you guys were wondering what silence is, unable to use advanced skills and ultimates. Fantastic. If she gets the right character, perfect. All right, next one is a passive. It's called Divine Contempt. During a battle, increases crit damage of all allies by 10%. And get that to level 2. Crit increases to 15%, and then level 3 up to 20% instead. Last skill is called Warrior Spirit. It's a passive. During battle, every 1% crit she has grants 0.3% damage red, up to 20%. All right, so let's go ahead and go over these infinities real quick here. If you guys have Zatanna, if you guys have Cheetah, if you guys have Superman, and whoever this hidden mystery character is, you're going to get some extra skills there. Okay, you can either get 6% hit points, 3% defense, 6% attack, 3% defense, or 9% attack and more hit points at 3%. All right, let's go over her skills here. Now, there's different ways you can do this with Wonder Woman, but this is the way that I got mine going right now. All right, so I have 2 attacks on mine, and then I have 4 crit. Okay, because you want the skills to crit. All right, so if you go back to some of these skills that we have here, we went over. If it does a crit, like her sword skill here, the Sword of Hephaestus, I'm gonna call it Hephaestus. I know that's not how you say it, but whatever. It has a chance to crit, guys. Getting frantic. So that's what you're looking at right there, guys. So that's why I put crit on mine. You want to either try to get like more attack, you want to get some more crit, or whatever the case is. But I think crit, looking at some of those keywords on her skills, if you understand that, you know exactly what kind of gear you can put on these characters. You can put hit points on her because if you want her to last long, but for her, she's not a tank character. She's a damage character, but she's very tanky. She can take a lot of damage and she can dish out a lot of damage. Okay. Now, on this character, I don't have the artifact on her. I have it on someone else. But at some point, if I can get that artifact, I might switch it to her just to see what I can get going on. It's going to give her more defense, more hit points, and more attack. So I might go ahead and switch that on her because I don't think I'm going to not use Wonder Woman. I think I'm going to be using her a lot. All right, so if you want to rank her up, you have to make sure that you have the right amount of fragments or 8th metals. Okay, if you have Wonder Woman fragments, which I did, I leveled mine up to 180 or I think mine's 180. Yeah, 180. Then you can go ahead and get that. And then, of course, you're going to have the elite character fragments as well. And then you can go ahead and rank her up. I think I got short end of the stick here when it comes to leveling up my characters because I'm struggling a little bit. But it's okay. We'll power through it. I want to try to take this as fast as possible, but as slow as possible at the same time, if that makes sense. Okay, I'm not going to rush through this and make any mistakes or anything like that. I just want to make sure I get these characters I'm trying to get and keep it moving, my friends. But hopefully we went over as much as I can, with the different lineups and things like that. And then, of course, we got the seals. I didn't even go over the seals, guys. All right, so if you guys get these seals, and of course you're going to need these Endergon fragments, you're going to increase different things like the attack bonus, defense bonus, damage amplification, and also the crit damage. All right, so you want to put her in like a Justice League type of lineup, basically. Okay, like, Batman, Superman, things like that. You get bonuses. But I don't really notice. I like to mix and match my guys, so I don't really notice too much as far as that goes. But I didn't understand it. I didn't realize that she was 6 foot. If you go over the little character bio, you can look at different things and stuff like that. You guys can read that at your leisure there. But that's Wonder Woman in a nutshell. Hope it did help you guys out. If you guys did enjoy today's content, make sure you guys drop that like, follow for more, and I'll see you guys next time.